Question to both of you guys. Could you simultaneously
Can't hear
both
it.
of what you're proposing? One is to have
Simultaneously,
the convention
do both at the
done
same time, is basically what he
real
says.
rapidly. I mean, maybe several years. Simultaneously get better officials elected and work towards those. And if the amendments were such that we found necessary at that point, could you agree to consider it?
Yeah, he's going to have to repeat the question.
Did everybody hear the question?
No, he needs to repeat it.
The question was, can we do this simultaneously, Mark, before?
I think I said at the beginning that the thing that we need is to figure out a way to bring us together. And I agree with the intent of your question, that we should be working to try. There's no reason in the world why we shouldn't be pursuing a convention of states solution and also trying to get better people elected. Do both.
Yeah.
You know, anything that we see that can improve the path towards the restoration of constitutional government is great.
We passed out a flow chart, and my artwork was not very good, but it was a flow chart showing, I'm not against Article 5, it's in the Constitution, it's something we should be used. I'm against using Article 5 inappropriately, without the groundwork, as an escape hatch, as the liberals saying, let's pass another law to ban guns so we can feel better about ourselves, even though it won't do any good. The right time to do an Article 5 is when the things in that flow chart that we passed out have been accomplished. Until then, it's all open change.
Dan, you had a question?
Some people in the back.
My question is really for Mark Moore. You know, the Constitution, like anything that men have had
You
their
have to go in
fingers
front
on,
if you want to.
it's imperfect. You know, sometimes it fails and sometimes it succeeds in terms of limited government. I've heard some, what I would consider to be kind of loose rhetoric about how the system is corrupt and how the system is rotten from Mr. Moore. And I just wondered, I mean, does that imply, what you're saying, does that imply that the constitutional safeguards against big government have completely failed? Because, I mean, I think that's wrong. And I understand the argument that you're making, Mr. Moore, is that constitutional safeguards never work and are really a waste of time. And I'm wondering if I'm interpreting it correctly when I hear you saying that.
Nope, I'm not saying that, otherwise I would be saying reach for the guns. And I didn't say that. But no, I don't consider the rhetoric loose at all. I consider that I've moderated my language because there are ladies present. That's how bad this system is. And basically,
Just had to Stanley carry somebody.
there are some safeguards in the Constitution. But I mean, if we're honest, if we look at things, James Madison said, he was a Federalist, let's vote for this Constitution. The powers granted to Congress are few and defined. The powers granted to the states are many and indefinite. And the Anti-Federalists said, no, I think it's going to wind up with too much centralized power and too much judicial control. Now let's just be honest with ourselves. Who turned out to be mostly right? I'm just saying, let's start listening to people who turned out to be mostly right instead of the ones that have the biggest megaphones. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, in fairness, I want to, does anybody have a direct question to Mark Oswald? Okay, right here.
I think you mentioned civil disobedience. One of you did.
Mark Martin did. Civil disobedience.
There's the easy answer.
Okay, who did?
Changing the Constitution is difficult. Changing our leaders is difficult. What's easiest for us is civil disobedience.
Nullification.
Changing the elected is easy. Changing the Constitution is
It's
easy.
difficult.
What's easy for us is civil disobedience. So what's the question?
What's wrong with civil disobedience?
So what's wrong with civil disobedience?
As an answer.
When you ask what's wrong with civil disobedience, the very name of it tells you what's wrong. It's you're disobeying something. Now, if you want to take that on, that's your choice. But there are
It's not easy
consequences for disobedience. So if you're willing to accept the consequences, go for it. That's
There
your
are
choice
no
to make.
prisons to hold us all.
And what's wrong with it is we're expecting everything to change while we keep our past affiliations. I'm suggesting a nonviolent, non-civil disobedient solution. We quit supporting a two-party system controlled by Washington, funded by global money, and we do our own thing.
Yeah.
And let's try that before we try breaking down doors.
Okay, I am at, we really don't have any more time. I'm sorry, we don't have more time for the questions, but we do have time for closing comments. We'll start with Mark Moore for 4 minutes.